Life is a campaign, a brief staying in a strange region. Give full attention and devotion to each act. A man must stand erect, not be kept erect by others. Men exist for the sake of one another. The act of dying is one of the acts of life. What we cannot bear removes us from life. What remains can be born. Each thing is of like form from everlasting and comes round again in its cycle. It is man's peculiar duty to love even those who wrong him. Every instant of time is a pinprick of eternity. Gluttony and drunkenness have two evils attendant on them. They make the carcass smart, as well as the pocket. But that which is useful is the better. Everything is ephemeral, both that which remembers and that which is remembered. Though you break your heart, men will go on as before. Despise not death, but welcome it, for nature wills it like all else. Receive wealth or prosperity without arrogance, and be ready to let it go. Reverence the gods, and help men. Short is life. Do not suffer a sudden impression to overbear your judgment. Nothing proceeds from nothingness, as also nothing passes away into non-existence. The stone that is thrown into the air is none the worse for falling down, and none the better for going up. Remember that to change your mind and follow him who sets you right is to be none the less free than you were before. No one loses any other life than the one he now lives, nor does one live any other life than that which he will lose. It is a sin to pursue pleasure as a good and to avoid pain as an evil. Dig inside. Inside is the fountain of good, and it will forever flow, if you will forever dig. Nothing befalls a man except what is in his nature to endure. He would be the finer gentleman that should leave the world without having tasted of lying or pretense of any sort, or of wantonness or conceit. Be content with what you are, and wish not change, nor dread your last day, nor long for it. Neither in writing nor in reading wilt thou be able to lay down rules for others before thou shalt have first learned to obey rules thyself. Frequently consider the connection of all things in the universe. If the gods care not for me and for my children, there is a reason for it. We are too much accustomed to attribute to a single cause that which is the product of several, and the majority of our controversies come from that. The nature of the all moved to make the universe. Enter others' minds and let them enter yours. All that happens is as usual and familiar as the rose in spring and the crop in summer. Praise adds nothing to beauty, makes it neither better nor worse. How ridiculous not to flee from one's own wickedness, which is possible, yet endeavor to flee from another's which is not. Such as are thy habitual thoughts, such also will be the character of thy mind, for the soul is dyed by the thoughts. A lucky chance is constant in nothing but inconstancy. That which is really beautiful has no need of anything, not more than law, not more than truth, not more than benevolence or modesty. The one thing worth living for is to keep one's soul pure. Limit time to the present. Meditate upon your last hour. To live happily is an inward power of the soul. that is a little soul carrying around a corpse. Consider when thou art much vexed or grieved, that man's life is only a moment, and after a short time we are all laid out dead. The best sort of revenue is not to be like him who did the injury. Where a man can live, he can also live well. Always take the short cut, and that is the rational one. Therefore say and do everything according to soundest reason. No matter what anyone says or does, my task is to be emerald, my color undiminished. Leave other people's mistakes where they lie. Death hangs over thee, while thou still live, while thou may, do good. Aptitude found in the understanding and is often inherited. Genius coming from reason and imagination, rarely. People who labor all their lives but have no purpose to direct every thought and impulse toward are wasting their time even when hard at work. Search men's governing principles, and consider the wise, what they shun and what they cleave to. Severally on the occasion of everything that thou doest, pause and ask thyself, if death is a dreadful thing because it deprives thee of this. Love only what befalls you and is spun for you by fate. Know the joy of life by piling good deed on good deed until no rift or cranny appears between them. Thou sufferest justly, for thou choosest rather to become good tomorrow than to be good today. Things can never touch the soul, but stand inert outside it, so that disquiet can arise only from fancies within. The gods sustain and guide all their works. The memory of everything is very soon overwhelmed in time. And thou wilt give thyself relief, if thou doest every act of thy life as if it were the last. Remind oneself continually of one of those who practiced virtue in days gone by. Deem not life a thing of consequence. For look at the yawning void of the future, and at that other limitless space, the past. It is a ridiculous thing for a man not to fly from his own badness, which is indeed possible, but to fly from other men's badness, which is impossible. How soon will time cover all things? Please watch these wise videos.